Okay, so in our entity forms, we've basically said when somebody uploads their new photograph and they submit it, we want to redirect that user to that hidden web page that we created, the image updated page. So if I go ahead and click on update photo, and let's go ahead and we'll choose our new TGG photo. So I've got to go ahead and upload that. Now we get that message that we said we wanted to show, so we wanted to basically force that confirmation, so that's great, that's fine, we click OK. Now remember, we've done a redirect to that image updated page, okay? So we'll just give it a minute, it's a little bit slow on the portal, there we go. Now, that's not really very good, is it? Because what it's done is that update image form has opened in an iframe, and that's fine. That's a good experience for the user. But what's not a good experience is then when we do the redirect is within the iframe. So what we want is we want to make sure that that redirect is actually popping out of the iframe, closing the iframe and forcing the user to have their browser redirected rather than the iframe redirected. So that's fine, we can achieve that. So if I go to web templates and I look for the header web template, what I can do is if I can go ahead and I'll just paste in a script that I've got. Very, very simple, and this will be on the blog post at meganvwalker.com if you want to just go ahead and copy and paste that rather than trying to look and type all this out. So we're basically, this is the start of saying, okay, this is a little bit of script, and then we close that script. All we're doing is we're basically saying, if a redirect happens to any page within the portal, then force it to go to the actual, force the main page or the main browser to do the redirect rather than the iframe itself doing the redirect. So it's a very simple script, but if I go ahead and go back and do update photo, and let's go ahead and pick this one now. So upload it, there's that confirmation, click OK. Now, what we're going to see is you might have seen that it was in the iframe for a brief second, but then it immediately forced that redirect. So now the user has gone to the correct page within the browser rather than seeing that page within the iframe. So we need to make sure that we've got that in that web template. Now, the other thing that we want to do is we talked about the profile, where we've got this membership level requested, and mine is purple. Okay, now we also have displayed the image so that when the user's logged in, they see it immediately up in the top right hand corner. So we need to add that to the header of the page as well, or the web template, sorry. So if I go back to the header web template, this is where we've put in that JavaScript just now. If I scroll down, go down through all of this code, and what we're looking for, if I can find it, what we're looking for is basically a section where we're saying we want to add in to that menu, we want to add in the image, and we want to basically say, depending on the color that they've got on their here we go, depending on the color that they've got on their file, on that option set, we're going to determine which color to display as the border around their image. So this is the code that we've added in. So again, pretty simple, not too much to it, but let's walk through what it's doing. Now this is using Liquid. So again, if you go to meganvwalker.com or look at any of the other videos in this YouTube channel and just look for Liquid, you'll see there's some videos that explain what Liquid is and how to use it. But what we can do is we can basically put some conditions in and say, if the new underscore image URL is essentially if it contains data, then what we're doing is we're setting the image and we're using that field of the image URL, and we're basically taking that as the source for the image. What we're also doing is we're using the image class from the style sheet. So we can see their image class is going to be profile photo. There's that class in the style sheet. So we're basically saying, use this, so set the border radius, set the padding, set the width, set the height. Then what we're doing is the field that shows the color is called, in my environment, new underscore color selection. And we're basically using the label, and the label is the blue, the red, the green, and so on. And then downcase dash box, what that's doing is it's saying, if I go back to the this section where all the colors, so by using the color selection label, that will match one of these styles. It will either be blue, red, green, purple, yellow, orange, or pink. And we'll take the first part, which is where it's saying downcase dash box. So what we'll end up with is when that is being looked at by the portal, it's basically going to say, oh, well, the color is red, so we're going to use dot red hyphen box. Therefore, the border used is going to be this specific color. So that's what we're doing here. Otherwise, if that new image URL field doesn't contain any data, we're going to use that standard mystery person image instead. So there will always be a contact photo that gets used. The contact photo used is either going to be the generic one if they don't already have one, or it's going to be the one that they've updated themselves. So we're going to add that in, and that's what it's going to be doing. It's going to be determining which photo to display. Now, if I go back here and I do click on there and inspect the element for that, what we can see there is the image class equals profile photo, which we already determined, and then the liquid is saying, oh, okay, well, on their record is set to purple, so we'll do purple hyphen box, so that will be the image class that's used. That's the styling. Then the source is pulling from that image URL field on the record. So that's how we're able to achieve that and determine what image is displayed and what color border around the image is used.